a little bit relative to the average true range. All right, guys? Jonathan, eSignal, NinjaTrader, and TradeStation, and it's being coded for Metastock as well. Okay. John, I don't know how much difference there is from Zenfire and Rhythmic. They may be one and the same, but since my brokers are using Rhythmic, and I know it for a fact it's unfiltered, then I'm going to recommend the Rhythmic data feed. For options trading, you can use it. Can you use it for options, Alsline and the ATO? That's a great question. I have to get back to you on that. I don't know if you can use it on options. You can use it on the underlying futures contract or cash market, and then you can dictate that for the options. Okay? For the entry, Dan, it would be 11 quarter was the target, Dan. I'm sorry, 11 quarter on the E-mini was the entry price. So you would put a limit order in or market order in 11.25 as soon as it happened. Okay? As soon as that order gets provided. All right? No, Mike. I don't think that the outline can be put into a Ninja script. If you can, email me on that. Maybe we can discuss that further. Vince, it can be used on a 30-minute chart or 6 minutes. So let's say as an example on the E-mini, let's go with a 10-minute chart. You see that the further out or the longer the time frame, price has to wait 2 consecutive candles, 1, 2, see that, in order to provide me this order, 11.29. So the longer the time frame, the more out or you're waiting, the move is probably over by that time. So you can use it on a 30 or 60-minute chart. I really recommend, guys, that you use it on a smaller time frame. That makes sense. Since we're day traders, we want to catch the move as soon as it happens. As soon as it happens. So a 5-minute chart, I think, is a good balance. If you go down to a 1-minute, 2-minute, 3-minute, you will be getting in much, much earlier, probably at 11:22 or 11:23. But what may occur is that flop back and forth. Okay, that may occur. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. That's why I like to have a good balance. And if you guys ever wonder why my preference as a 5-minute is 5-minute, let me tell you why. Look at what these time frames that are predetermined here on most, if any chart has 60-minute, 30-minute, 15-minute, 10-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute. They're all based on a derivative of 5. Okay? Now this is going into a little bit of mathematics and psychology, which I know a little bit about, but let me just say to you that if every trader in the world is looking at a 60, 30, 10, 15-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute, they're all being divisible by 5. Everybody's waiting for a 60-minute, 30-minute, 15-minute to close, or for something to happen in order to enter a trade, which means that programs and systems are also working off of that same theory of a time frame of a chart divisible by 5. So I want to be able to catch the moves when the system tells you, or pre-programs, or these market programs that big traders and hedge funds are using, that as soon as something occurs in the market at the close of a candle, it triggers a buy or a sell. I want to be there on the 5-minute chart to catch it. Okay, guys? So the reason why I am an advocate of a 5-minute chart is based on what the entire world of trading is really basing their time frames being divisible by 5, and also working their way into a method that we're going to be catching when the money flows into or out of the market. All right, Vince? Richard? A pullback to me is not necessarily in points, Richard. I much rather see it on two consecutive bearish candles instead of acting on points. That being said, I would also look at the average true range. If it pulls back double the average true range, Richard, great question. I also find that to be a good pullback. Double the average true range. But for me, I like to see what the candles are telling me. The candles are telling me that it went bearish in the opposite direction. The first candle that plots bullish, I take it long. All right? Great question, though, Richard. Yes, Jerry, you can look at tick charts. Jerry, I'll pull up a tick chart in a second. Somebody asked for a tick chart as well. I did see it. I'll pull up a tick chart in a second. Let me get to the rest of these questions, guys. You're welcome, Reggie. I have the Atlas line already coded for NinjaTrader 7. I'm not using it entirely yet. I have NinjaTrader 7 up on one workstation here in the office, and I have 6.5, which I have right now up. You can't have both working at the same time on the same workstation or same desktop or same computer. But I am slowly moving into NinjaTrader 7. I like it, and I think you guys should be working on it as well. Larry, average true range is ATR, average true range, ATR, and what that does is it gives you a calculation of the range of the bar, the candle, whatever time frame you're using. The parameter of the average true range is how many candles you want to look at. So if you're looking at, let's say, 2 candles, parameter of 2, it would add both candles together, divide by 2, and tell you what the average true range of those 2 candles are, Larry. Something you should be looking at. And everyone should be using, which I don't have on this chart, on these charts, but a bar timer. Use the bar timer to your advantage. Never be in the dark when you're trading. So for example, I want to know when this candle is going to close. So I am going to go to my indicators list. I'm going to go to bar timer right there, and I'm going to add it. And you can see here that there's 1 minute left in this candle. That's very important to know, because if you're basing entering the market and you're waiting for a candle to close and you're only giving it, let's say, 3 or 4 candles to work, then let's make sure that we're not just blindly saying, okay, now I'm going to wait until this candle closes. Use the bar timer. Use the average true range. All these tools are available and they're free to help you. So if you're only waiting for this candle to plot and you know that it's going to be a down candle or an up candle in order to enter the market, 29 seconds left, don't go to the bathroom knowing that there's 20 seconds left. Be there right at 2, 3, 2, 1 and enter the trade. All right? Finley, currently today for the E-mini, there is only one long position. If the market comes back and bounces off the Atlas line, touches it, closes back above, as a support trade, we'll get another order. Today, there's just one at the moment. And you can re-enter based on a pullback. So right now I'm waiting for 2 consecutive candles to close lower. The first candle that pops back up, I'm long. All right, Finley? Kevin, in the ATO, is it normal to risk 5 points to gain 2 points? I recommend having a large stop, okay, because I want to stay in the trade, okay? Now, if you look at the average true range and double that, and it's only 4, then take only 4 in the ATO, okay, Kevin? Well, the average true range should be just something plotted. If you have a 24-hour chart up, which you need,